JaVale McGee is getting first run at the backup 5 with Alex Len out with his ankle injury. Len, I think, is set to come back somewhere around New Year's, maybe late December, early January. But there's kind of a reason why people are talking about Alex Len coming back. JaVale McGee can come in. He'll throw down a lob from Malik Monk. He's got that vertical ability that stretches the floor that way. You see him come up with a nice defensive play. You've seen him come in and have stretches of energy that are really big. But for every good thing he does, he seems to piece it together with just boneheaded plays that he'll make again and again and again and again. Moving screens, goaltending, needless fouls, getting into foul trouble quickly. I think he had 3 fouls in 3 minutes in the Brooklyn game. And, I think he had a couple moments early in his time against the Clippers where he was making these kind of silly plays. Is this an adjustment thing for JaVale McGee, or is this just who he's been his whole career?
I mean, that's just who he is. It's JaVale McGee. He's Shaq and a full MVP, right? For a reason. He's been this way his whole career. I don't really expect much different. Maybe he'll have better stretches than others. But I think this is where the depth at center is really going to come into play. And it sucks not having Len. Because you really don't, unless you go small with Lyles, you're kind of stuck with having him be the primary backup to Sabonis until you get Len back, really. This is why we were all kind of hesitant when they just dropped everyone for McGee with Labissiere, Keita, and Noel, right? We just kind of, I'm not saying that any of them could have beat JaVale, but at least it would have given him some competition or so. I think things will get a little better with Len, but it's definitely nice having that insurance with having Len there in case he starts messing up.
JaVale McGee's this volatile player that'll give you a couple big plays, a couple energetic plays, but mix in these silly plays. Whereas Alex Len is far more consistent. Maybe the exciting plays and the big plays aren't as exciting and big, but the lowest of the lows for Alex Len is not that bad. And a bunch of people rightfully give JaVale a lot of credit. They're like, well, that whole Shaq and a fool thing is silly and all that stuff. He's a 3-time champion. That doesn't erase the fact that he's been that kind of player his whole career. Both things can be true at the same time. And I think that just kind of highlights the need for Len to come back. And I think it also highlights the fact that JaVale McGee, in my mind, is the third center of the true centers, not counting Lyles, on this team. Because there's just too much risk with him out there, unfortunately. You play small amounts of minutes. You play 4 to 7 minutes a half in one stretch. You got to go out there, play smart, play with energy. And he usually drops the ball on half of that, at least. And that's not why you brought in a 3-time champion and a veteran. Mm-hmm. That seems antithetical to what a 3-time champion and a veteran is supposed to bring. So the conundrum of JaVale McGee continues. And he's, in his 16th year or whatever, 17th, I don't even know. He's been in the league forever.
Yeah. And
it's just a common thing. It's just, nothing's changed. And he was a good add. He to the center depth is good with Sabonis, Len, and McGee, but I think Len is clearly the backup 5 when he comes back.
I like McGee, honestly. He brings a certain energy to the team and off the bench, which I think is super important. He did have a couple dunks against the Clippers, which I'm not saying makes up for anything. Mm-hmm. But it is nice having at least some sort of presence like that hype guy with Monk that he can work with. But, when he starts making boneheaded plays, you got to bring Len in and bring that balance back to the floor and what they need.
Especially when it's not JaVale McGee that's solely responsible for those alley-oops. The person that's mostly responsible for those alley-oops is Malik Monk. So,
yeah.
You're still going to get, maybe not as many. Granted, you're probably getting the most alley-oop and lob opportunities with McGee out there, but it's not falling off completely with Len out there.
Yeah.